Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. What's going on out there? How y'all doing out there, man? It's Marquis from Boston, man. Back with another review, man. This time we're gonna do a little bit of rock and roll. A little bit of rock and roll, man. And we're going to visit Willow, man. Willow Smith. All right, let's talk about coping mechanisms first. A coping mechanism is a strategy or behavior that an individual uses to deal with stress, uncomfortable emotions, or difficult situations. Let's talk about the goods and bads. There's examples, so I'm gonna give you a couple. Healthy coping mechanisms are those that are effective in reducing stress and promoting emotional well being. Examples of healthy coping mechanisms include exercise, mindfulness, meditation, social support, problem solving, and seeking professional help. Unhealthy coping mechanisms are those that may provide temporary relief, but are ultimately led to more problems or harm. Examples of unhealthy coping mechanisms include substance abuse, overeating, procrastination, avoidance, and self harm. It is important to note that coping mechanisms are not a one size fits all solution, and that works for one person may not work for the other. Additionally, coping mechanisms can change over time and in different situations, and seeking professional help can be beneficial in developing and maintaining healthy coping mechanisms. Just want to give y'all like a quick definition, a quick uh, summary of the good and the bad, and if you're dealing with anything, if you're coping with anything, let a professional know, man. Everybody copes. Everybody deals with something. So just wanted to throw that out there, give y'all some shine. Let's get into the review, man. Willow, I've been listening to her for quite some time. I believe she's a untapped talent. Of course, she has famous parents, and they have careers in the music industry and movie industry. And she went a different way. She went to music, but she went in a different way, different route from her father. So did the son. But let's get into it, man. Willow puts a project together with Chris Greatti. I believe his name is Chris Greatti. Now, Chris Greatti, he's pretty much all over this joint, man. Plays every instrument, guitar, bass, drum. He's producing. He's on the vocals. He's doing everything. He's doing everything. So it's just as much as his album as Willow's. So this is Willow and Chris Grady's project, man. It's called Coping Mechanism. It came out October 7th, 2022. About to say night. Oh Lord, where am I at? October 7th, 2022. It's 29 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's get right into it, man. Number one, maybe it's my fault. Produced by Chris Greatti. Now, like I said, the entire album's produced by Chris Greatti. He plays most of the instruments on this project. I'm telling you, he is this project, man. So shout out to Chris Greatti. All right, so number one, maybe it's my fault. Like the record, really deep record. Willow's built for this genre of music. She has the voice for it. She has the passion for it, and it's not her fault. The music matches her energy. Number two, falling endlessly. The words never drip off her rock and roll lips, but Willow is falling in love with her chosen mate. Music rings a reflection of her relationships. Number three, curious slash furious. Now, this is like a 2-in-1 emotional feeling record. Not a 2-in-1 record, a 2-in-1 feeling. She has these feelings in this one record. Number 3. So, Curious and Furious. Being curious versus furious are two different sides of the spectrum, allowing Willow to express real emotions we all feel. The writing is exceptional. The writing, whoever's, I believe it's Willow and Chris doing all the writing. Like I said, Chris is doing the writing with Willow. Chris is doing the music for Willow. Chris is producing the entire tracks. You know what I mean? So shout out to Chris. Number 4, why? Willow is alone in her thoughts and is in question of her recent relationship. Props to all the musicians throughout the project. It's not just Chris Greatti on the instruments. It's a couple other people. So shout out to all the people that's playing instruments on this album. But Chris Greatti, man, like I said, he's playing guitar, he's playing bass guitar, he's playing drums. He's the highlight of the project. Number 5 is the title cut, Coping Mechanism. Now, fun fact, the music keeps you in a rock and roll, rock out vibe and allows your body to stay loose while Willow's lyrics tighten up your mental. Now, cope with that. Number 6, Split. These songs are all relationship based, and each one allows you to live through them. The breakup is always tough. The breakup records are always tough. Just breakups in general are always tough. You guys know that. It could be a breakup from a friend, a breakup from a lover, a marriage. Breakups are always tragic. Number 7, Over Like a Goddess. All right. Number 7, fast tempo track with Willow expressing her inhibitions as clear as day. Track gets your heartbeat in a double thumping, beat. Like it's this one, like some of these tracks, most of the tracks are, lively, loud, just like rock and roll is, that's what the genre is. But this one kind of speeds up a little bit, kind of speeds up the heart a little bit, the heartbeat, gets you amped. Hoover like a goddess. Hoover like a goddess. Huh. All right, number 8, You're a Stranger. Willow is once again pissed off, and she's reminding herself to breathe. Based off her stranger ex-lover, ex-person, whoever she's dating. This music rocks. The music rocks, man. I like the music, man. It keeps at a certain tempo. It's not, like I said, maybe one song goes a little faster than others, but it's pretty much at the same tempo. It's like once you put it on, the music kind of intertwines with each record, and you just get different vocals and different tones of Willow's voice, interacting with each song. So I like the album, man. It's really good. Number 9, Perfectly Not Close to Me, featuring, I think it's Yves Tumor, Yves. So Tumor kind of doing like a background singing with Willow. The music continues to have a mosh pit. This is like a mosh pit theme as Willow belts out and discusses, her past relationships. This is another great record. It gets you in that mood, gets you in that tone, gets you in that vibe. You're rocking out, but you're actually listening to the lyrics, and you're kind of going through these trials and tribulations with Willow, while she's going through these relationships or these situations in her relationships. This is a relationship album, so if you're in a relationship, you're gonna cope with this. You're gonna vibe with this. You're gonna understand it. You're gonna, some records are gonna be the happy go low lucky records with, like she's in love or she's chasing love or she's talking about loving. But most of this records like break up, I'm mad at you, F you. Like she's really like pissed off on these albums, man, or these records, man. So number 10, No Control. Willow has vocal range and sounds good on these records. She has a great control of her voice. This one says no control, but she has a great control throughout the whole album with the low range, the high range, and everything. She's just like really good with her vocals. She controls these diverse and introspective songs with her emotions as well. Remember to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Come on, man. Comment below, man. It's free to like. It's free to comment. It's free to share. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go to number 11, the last joint. BATSHIT. All right, BATSHIT. This music reflects her vocal performance, man. The music just reflects. Sometimes you don't matter what genre of music, if you're not paying attention to the beat, to the record, and you're all over the place, you're not in pocket, no one's going to listen to your songs. And Willow controls. She got like these records in the headlock. So number 11, BATSHIT. Nothing is cute about losing your marbles and going batshit over another being, but our human qualities are weaker than you believe. They just are, they're just weaker. You gotta remember, man, we human. We human, man. So, like I said, excuse me, this album's emotional. It takes you in a dark place. It takes you to her dark place. And hopefully this was just her and Chris writing. I'm pretty sure she went through some of these situations in her relationship. Probably not this dark. Hopefully not. And shout out to the writing. Shout out to the music. Shout out to all the musicians. Shout out to Willow. Like, she really controls these albums. This is not the first album I reviewed from Willow. I'm actually a fan of the music. I'm a fan of her. 2022 MSFTSMusic / Rock Nation Records LLC. Again, I say Chris Greatti plays like, every instrument, and he is the album, as well. Like Willow's vocals, Willow's control of the, taking over the music. Like she's fighting with the music. Like this is one of those albums that you gotta give it up to both the musicians and the artists on the tracks, because they put on these beats and she's in that studio like, yo, I'm about to take control. I'm about to like beast out on these tracks. And that's what she did, man. So this is why I'm continually support her and her music. So shout out to Willow. Shout out to the Smith family, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Smith family. And no, I'm not going there. I did see the Chris Rock special. You know what? Maybe I have to watch it again. But the first time I watched the Chris Rock special, I didn't like it. Not saying it was whack or nothing, but if I had to rate it, I probably would have given it a 2 out of 5, a 4 out of 10. Most of the topics were okay. He didn't make me laugh like most comedians should make you laugh. You should be laughing throughout, from the front to the back of the show. He did address the situation with Will Smith smacking him at the end, maybe the last 10 minutes. He addressed Will Smith smacking him at the award show, the Oscars last year. And That part was good. That part, it was, you could tell it was passion. He was passionate. You know, you could tell he wanted to get the lines off. You know, he was kind of nervous doing that part, doing the last part. You could tell he was still kind of nervous, kind of like, because I don't think Chris Rock is that person. He's not the person to be like, yo, to snap back at you. He's not the person to be like, yo, what up? You know, he's just not that dude. And I think he really is a nice dude. I think he seems like a good individual, a nice guy. And of course, but even nice guys have to address situations. Like, you have to address that. Like, you know, I like the part that he's being honest. He's being honest about Will Smith being, you know, bigger than him, stronger than him. And for him, for Will Smith to take out his aggression on him was completely wrong. Was completely wrong. And I think he had that part right. You know what I mean? I thought that part was great. Um, you know, with Chris Rock calling out, you know, Will Smith, I thought that was great. I thought when he called Will Smith, you know, he basically was saying everybody's calling Will Smith a bitch, you know, and then he basically said, yo, Will Smith, you was a bitch to smack me, because I had nothing to do with what built up till you smacking me. So I get, you know what I'm saying? So, like, he should have been smacking everybody else, basically. That was coming at his wife and coming at him. And for him to smack somebody or bully somebody that's weaker was wrong. So Chris Rock, shout out to Chris Rock special. If you guys seen it, let me know what y'all think about the Chris Rock special on that happened on Netflix. It was their first live performance, so shout out to Netflix on that. But yeah, man, I thought it was I didn't think the comedy itself was as good. I'm glad that he addressed the situation at the end and kind of throughout. He was throwing shots throughout, and but he basically cleared it up in the last 10 minutes, and you could tell he was nervous. You could tell Chris Rock was nervous, but at the same time, he got through it, man. So I don't know what you guys think about this album, Willow. Coping mechanism. Do you guys have any coping mechanism? Go get some help. Go get some professional help if you do. You know. And what you guys think about the Chris Rock special? Let me know below. Comment below. All right, y'all. I'm getting out of here. Y'all remember, practice more love than hate, man. And that's what Chris Rock was doing. Said he on that special. He promoted more love than hate on that special. So, of course, the hate was at the end, but he had to address it, and I think he did it with a bit of class, but he didn't have to call out. He didn't have to call out, Jada. Let Jada live. Her karma will come to her. Let Jada live, man. Y'all let Jada live, man. All right, I'm getting out of here, man. It's Marquis Walker, aka Severe, aka Cincerely Yours, man. You can tweet me at Itty Dance, man. ITTY Dance. And you can gram me at Severely Yours, really _yours _. So, and it's with a C. All right. Hit me up, man. All right. One love, man. Appreciate it. Out. Rocking.